Hello everyone, and welcome to the most important episode of the series, of each season. It is the off season. We got free agents, we got the draft, and things are going to be harder this year. We did just win the Super Bowl, but the difficulty is increasing. Our team is looking great. We got a lot of upgrades, especially on the defensive side. Derek Stingley Jr., Jeff Okudah. We also lost some people. There are some notable retirements for this year. Daquan Jones, our backup DT, is no longer going to be playing the beautiful game of football. And Kevin Zeitler on our offensive line, the veteran, is also not here. Throughout the league, Travis Kelce and Von Miller also both retired, so that's going to be easier for us at least. Likely with my first round pick, I'm going to be looking at CB. We'll see what's available in the draft though. Backup free safety, maybe I could pick a linebacker as a backup option as well. And then I'm always interested in adding depth to my defensive line. Also need a punter. Johnson is having a rough time apparently. This is going to be a big determining factor on how we end up drafting. Most interesting for me is Mr. Jalen Waddle. 97 speed. He's very interested in joining. The only issue is that our cap room is at $25.7 million. He wants around $21 million per year. So I'm going to make him an offer. So this is one of the benefits to winning a Super Bowl, is that you can bring on talent and people are interested in playing for you. That is hopefully our big wide receiver signing. Besides that, what other positions are we looking for? Trevor Lawrence is available. We're not really looking for that. Nick Chubb. I think we have Dameon Pierce. We're happy with that. So this is where things get kind of interesting. I want Austin Corbett. We need a right guard. Let me look at the draft real quick, but honestly, I don't think there's someone that is going to be at that sort of level that we need right now. Turk Milk Drinker, one of the Milk Drinker brothers, looks very good. Truth be told, though, I'm not going to be able to draft him. We just came off of a Super Bowl. We're not here to rebuild. Obviously, we want to invest in our players over time to continue to make them better, but we need someone that can win right away. Maybe that's Pork Rind. It's just, again, those skills are question marks that I'm not really comfortable picking these players and having them start for us. So I think the better option is to make a trade to open up some cap room. Most of our money is going towards our wide receivers. Brandon Cooks, a mentor at the position. He's still very good at 31 years old. I think in the future, he is someone we're going to move just because his contract is getting bigger. But Rashad Bateman, I kind of signed him to this extension without exactly understanding how much more expensive he was going to be. He's a good player. The truth is, though, we found success without him last year. It's going to be different now that the difficulty is higher. I'm thinking we have $6 million left in cap. Maybe Sterling Shepard is the player for us. Speed kills, as is the catchphrase. And while I think Sterling Shepard is a really good slot receiver, $7.1 million per year. And if we're upgrading the wide receiver position anyways, getting Waddle, which we don't know if we are, but if we were going to do that anyways, Sterling Shepard is the trade we're going to make. And Bateman might be on the block too. That is a lot of money. Okay, so we basically move down next year from a third pick to a fifth pick, and then we trade Shepard for a second round pick. Thank you, Sterling Shepard. You've been great for the team. You've made some amazing catches. Unfortunately, this is a business. It's time to move on. And now we have a lot more cap room. $11.1 million. That is the perfect amount to offer Austin Corbett. Let's evaluate the offers. We have acquired Jalen Waddle. 97 speed, 97 acceleration. He was the one reason that the Dolphins, I think, were competitive against us. I can't even remember if they beat us or not. But we got Jalen Waddle and Austin Corbett to shore up our right guard position. Those are some big-time signings. I'm going to see if there's anyone else I'm interested in, but I only have $3 million in caps. I just realized this. I have not yet done my pick swaps, the classic pick swap. So I'm going to trade my next year's pick, round one. Apparently, it's projected to go pick 4. I'm going to trade this with a team with their first-round draft pick. I'm also going to trade my second. The Bucs have the #1 overall pick this year, and I think they are going to get an elite QB. So I'm not actually going to go with them. I kind of want to go with the Bears, Lions, or Saints. The Lions have Jalen Hurts. Has bad morale, only 27 years old. He's not playing super well, though. Oh my God, they actually did it. So for whatever reason, I'm projected to go 4 next year. That's not happening, though. So I just got a third-round pick out of that. Is that some cheese? Maybe, maybe not, though. I'm just going to say maybe not. Eric Stokes is someone I would like. So I need to get 3 million somehow with the trade. Do I go with my backup left end, Jacob Martin? I could end up drafting someone at this position. Let's go, baby. We traded our backup left end, Martin, and our 3rd round pick next year that we got from, I don't even remember now, for the 30th pick in this draft. We are investing in this draft. It's one of the better draft classes I've definitely seen. We're getting rid of a wide receiver and 2 CBs I didn't even know was on my team for the second round, a late second round pick this year, as well as the 7th round pick. Why does the cap room say I don't have it? Is he going to take less? And Eric, will you listen to my offer? It's not quite there. I don't understand how salaries work. I think I have to sometimes pay some of the salaries as I trade players. I'm just trying to get this CB, man. We definitely need to upgrade the position as much as possible. Damn, Stokes goes to the Chargers. 2 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, 3 third-round picks, 13 draft picks in total. I think I'm ready. Let me show you why I am so excited about this draft. Michael Chapt looks like a franchise-changing QB. 6'5", 21-year-old improviser out of Nevada. His key ratings are pretty solid, but physically, he looks to be an elite athlete. Only great throw power, but he is also a scrambler. We don't have him scouted too much, but I can assure you that he is going to be the #1 overall pick, and he is going to make Tampa Bay very good. Of course, my scouts did discover that he has a condition in which makes him medically chapped. He has to submerge himself in lotion after every single game. With an NFL team medical budget and on the field performance like he has, it's not going to be a problem in the league. Ben Sharktail is going to be a problem for offenses. He is an elite athlete at left end. The only issue is block shedding is just a C. Stamina is also an F. Ben Sharktail, of course, has the inner dialogue, meaning like, the voice in your head of the Shark Tale movie just on repeat. So it's a little distracting. His awareness isn't the best because of that. Dusk Slicer, on the other hand, I don't think he's a top 5 player. He has great athleticism, great acceleration, only decent strength though. Crystal Mushi, another D block shedding player. Crystal Mushi has 99 awareness, and I can tell you this because he, of course, has cybernetic falcon eyes that the federal government put into his head. So he has elite awareness, but that D block shedding is really concerning, and F injury. We'll learn more about maybe these top players as they get drafted. I want to look at some of the players that I might be able to get. I'm looking at Chester Cheeto. I need a backup quarterback, and at round 3 or 4, he's an amazing athlete. This is insane value if I can get him in round 3. I even have some round 2 picks, some late round 2 picks I might end up getting him with. It's important to have a backup QB. Antoine Cooper, out of nowhere. He was incredibly impressive at the combine, and he continues it in college pro day. He is elite at every single athletic trait. It's rare that you get a day 3 projection for a fullback, so I am slightly convinced that he might be an X Factor player. Mock draft 5. I think it's all going to be pretty similar. No! They have Michael Chapt going second in mock draft 5. What came up? Tampa Bay didn't like Michael Chapt. Was it his medical records? The fact that he is clinically and medically chapped. Free agency recap. We got what we wanted, right? Nick Chubb going to Atlanta. Chris Godwin, Cardinals. Devontae Smith also going to the Falcons. And Deontay Johnson. They have a really nice core of wide receivers now. How much did they pay him? Oh my God. Trevor Lawrence, oh my God, is going to Tampa Bay, and that's why the mock draft changed. Tampa is putting their trust in Trevor Lawrence and possibly skipping out on the best quarterback I've seen since Yancey Big Salty Butt Crack. Now the Bears are likely going to get him. You know what? This means the Jags, I don't think, have a QB. Davis Mills goes to the Saints. It was good knowing you, Davis. I'm glad you found a home. Time for some private workouts. I think it's the tight ends. I think it's mainly the tight ends that I'm looking for. I only have them 50% scouted, and I just need to know more. Gurk Tater, Easy Bake, those are going to be my 2 tight ends that I pick. I think I'm going to go with Zoltar Stardust for my 3rd player as well. I just want to get all the CBs confirmed. Who do I actually want? Maybe he ends up being a top 5 draft pick. Wow, that actually does a lot towards getting to know them a bit better. Run block is a B. So I think he's a finesse blocker. Stamina D to F also kind of sucks. But if he's your tight end number 2, he's not going to be playing every single down. Easy Bake, though. The key ratings are pretty solid as well. Maybe just not as good of an athlete. There's a lot of A's here, though. Acceleration is a big one, and it's only marginal acceleration here. I mean, look at that. He's still 2nd tight end. 7.13 in the 3-cone drill. I believe that's acceleration. For my money, I don't think Easy Bake is that much worse. And so that might be a really nice value pick for us if we get him with our 2nd round pick. So a lot of 1st round draft picks at the CB position. Not really interested in Glenn Stuckey. It's going to be kind of up to luck based on what their development trade is. All right, let's do this. Let's start the draft. With the 1st overall pick, Tampa will select Ben Sharktail, left end out of NC State. DreamWorks Sharktail, constantly going through his head. A bit of a distraction, but on the field, performance is excellent. They signed Trevor Lawrence in free agency, end up taking a defensive end here and the number 1 pick, and that allows the Bears, their QB of the future. They do select Michael Chapped, projected to go number 1 the entire year, but free agency completely changed that, and the Bears, I think, possibly got the best pick in the draft right here, Michael Chapped. Next on the clock, the Lions. We have their 1st and 2nd round pick next year. Who are they going with? They are going with Dusk Slicer, defensive end out of California, explosive off the line. My question is, though, is he going to be able to get his Pokemon card addiction under wraps with all this new NFL money? Saints with the 4th overall pick. We'll pick Jeff Joujuan. He plays drunk. I'm going to just say it now. Listen, that was the only way he was able to perform on the field. He didn't play football until he was 19 years old. And he only got good at football when he was drunk. I don't even know if that's legal. But the Saints are taking that left tackle, the best lineman in the draft. Baltimore, with the 5th pick, we'll go with Crystal Mushi. Personally, not my best defensive end, in my opinion. I think there are better options down the line. They wanted to go with Crystal Mushi. He's got great awareness. It's that block shedding that I don't think is very good. And of course, he has cybernetic eagle eyes that the FBI gave him. Next, with the 6th overall pick, Washington. Could end up going with the QB, although I think they have Tua. So who are they going to go? They're going to go with Flax Deaconberry, the defensive ends. This is an elite class of defensive ends. I think he was the 3rd best defensive end, so getting him at 6 is pretty good value. He grew up in the mountains. He is a fan of the occult, magic. He leads his team in rituals and burns sage, and this stuff is fine, but he really believes it. So it's sort of hard to manage how to behave around him. All that matters, though, is if he gets to the QB. The 7th overall pick, the Vikings, will select Benny Stovers. I know nothing about this guy, but I guess he's good. New York picks Mark Wahlberg. Tragic story. Wanted to do theater, but his parents wanted him to play football. Now he's right outside linebacker for the New York Giants. It looks like it worked out financially, but is his heart really in the game? I don't know. Steelers on the clock with the 9th overall pick. They could pick Boris Push-A-Child-Over. Defensive end. Has some weird sort of stat distribution where some skills don't really make sense. I don't know if it's going to translate to the NFL, but the Steelers are taking a chance on him. Raheem Joseph. If they don't have funny names, then I don't think they're any good. Bills on the clock. Jeff Dressing. This is a pretty solid linebacker class as well, and I think Jeff Dressing was the correct pick if you're going with the linebacker. On the clock, though, the Patriots go with Terry Dees. Terry Dees nuts. I would have loved to pick him, homegrown, CB. He's very good. He's not the fastest CB, though, but I do think he's very good. The skills are undeniable. He's probably going to be the highest overall CB in this class. Next up, Burf Muckley, a CB already going off the board. I was a little bit concerned. This was someone that I wanted to potentially get, but he goes a lot earlier. He's extremely fast, but injury prone. It's not the end of the world because I wouldn't have picked him this early. We have the 23rd pick. We might need to just trade up. Zoltar Stardust, we know he's round 1 value. He's got great speed. He technically had the fastest combine and pro day, so even though it says just great speed, it's the higher echelon. So he's in the 90s at least. D injury is a little concerning, and D stamina also is not that good. C man coverage, B zone coverage is kind of the best in terms of talent that we see at this pick. I could also go with Chauncey Menagerie instead. I think I am going to trade up. All right, I'm sending the Jags the 23rd pick, a 5th round pick this year and a 5th round pick next year for their 18th pick. I just want to move up a little bit. Chargers pick Turk Milk Drinker. That's a great pick. I think that's solid. Raiders now on the clock. They are going to go with Fingus Montague. Let's make our selection. Let's do it. Zoltar is normal development. That's unfortunate, but 93 speed, 94 acceleration. He's a fast CB. That's all I could really ask for right here. He is a first-round value pick, so I think his overall is going to be high. And CB is a position that you can upgrade. If he's fast enough, if he's agile enough, he'll be able to get interceptions, and he's going to be a great contribution to our team. Was this a mistake, though? Was he not the right pick? LA picks Steve Pantry. This is a person that I think might be another X-Factor player. Truth be told, we don't need middle linebacker. We have Devin White, Jello Boxtrap. Probably wasn't going to pick Steve Pantry, but X-Factor potential. He was an insane athlete. Great pick by the Chargers. Definitely if you need that position. Flip Pasta, the first wide receiver, going to the Cardinals. Draco Softbottom, outside linebacker, going to the Jets. He has a funny name, so it means he's somewhat good. Just not someone we are interested in picking. Bob Robert Ducey, the strong safety, going to the Browns early. I'd say pretty early for a safety in the first round. On the clock, the Jaguars, and they pick Terrence Dressing. Right tackle fell, I'd say, considerably on the board. I think it was projected to go 10th, somewhere around there. So a bit surprising there. Chauncey Menagerie, the CB. It was between Chauncey and Zoltar Stardust. We got the normal development player. Maybe Chauncey is too. Free airport Wi-Fi. At left tackle, goes to San Francisco. A lot of offensive linemen going off the board now. I think we're probably going to go tight end with this next pick. We'll see. No tight end has gone off the board yet. Eric Thumb, another CB, goes to the Panthers. Quentin Callaway, another wide receiver, going to the Chiefs. Miguel Gaper, left tackle, going to Green Bay. And that means it is time to make my selection. I think there's some value down the board as well. But I really want to get Gerg Tater. He's fast. Damn, he's fast. He is an athlete, and he's got the skills to pay the bills. And methinks, yeah, I got to go with it. Gerg Tater, normal development. No, both of my first-round draft picks have been normal development. He looks pretty damn good, though. I think he's good. I think he's going to be good. I mean, I have to change people's names, and sometimes I change, like, weird attributes about them. Truth be told, though, I do not look at their overalls or their dev traits, because why would I pick 2 normal overalls or 2 normal dev traits? Gerg Tater. On the clock, the Cowboys will pick Vehicular Mayo. Definitely a very good DT. And a really good name. I mean, that's a great name right there. J. Squill Seagrass, first running back, going to the Broncos. I didn't realize I had this pick so close. That's kind of insane. I'm really considering Glenn Stuckey. I need to hit on a CB. I could trade down. I could trade away. I could go with Chad Blumke. Only C block shedding, but A power moves, A tackle, and physically looks like maybe the best left end in the draft. Interesting story about Chad Blumke. Originally dropped out of high school, led a life of crime, went to jail, and then discovered football in jail. I guess it was juvie because he's only 21 years old. He discovered football in jail and he fell in love with the game, completely changed his life around. You love to see that story. The question is, do we want him as a backup left end? Is that really a priority for us? It's between him and Glenn Stuckey for me. I think he's actually pretty fast. Like, look at his 40-yard dash time. I'm going to try to trade out from this pick. We move down a couple of slots, and we pick up a 4th-round pick. I think I'll do that from the Lions. It's only like 3 picks, and I get a 4th-round pick from it. That's pretty nice. They will pick Clumpy, Dumpy, middle linebacker. Second best middle linebacker, in my opinion. The Bears will pick Pencil Pecker at left tackle. I think this is where I want to do it. CB is a priority for me. As I'm saying that, though, I do not want to go there. I want to go with Chad Blumke, discovering football in prison to becoming a pick in the NFL draft. Chad Blumke, look at him. Absorb him, only 21 years old, hidden development, pretty good acceleration, speed. In the skills, we'll see where he is. I like him, though. I mean, A tackle, A power moves. Even if he comes off the bench for us, that's a good start. Bungo Turkaloo going to the Saints. I was wondering when the next quarterback would have been picked. I actually wasn't too impressed with him. I don't think that's going to work out for the Saints. Gavin Goodwin going to Baltimore. There he is, Glenn Stuckey going to Washington. We'll see if we end up regretting it. A lot of people passed on him. He was projected to go at least top 15. Hopefully I didn't miss out on like an X-Factor CB. That would suck. Spencer Graves, halfback, going to New York. Backup for Saquon, maybe? I don't even know if Saquon's still on his team. This is 2025. Steelers, Michael Rambus, right outside linebacker. Billy Hands, the CB, going to Seattle. He's not that good. In fact, I think he has like F catching as well, which is ironic given his name. Cold cut. right end. This is actually someone we are interested in potentially. I think I made the right decision with Chad Blumke. And talk about complete polar opposite worlds. Chad Blumke came from the streets, cold cut, came from a wealthy family. He felt neglected, like his parents didn't really care. He turned towards drugs, PEDs, in order to perform on the field and try to outshine people, just grabbing attention. But then he got banned from his college, and he went to an underground football league. And he is now actually 25 years old, so quite an old prospect. The Eagles will end up picking him up, though. I think he's going to be a good player. It's just, at 25, you are hoping that he is already fully developed, and I don't know about that competition in that underground football league. Grape nut balls. That's all he gets. Phil Chugjug, CB out of Ole Miss, going to the Bills. He's got a great name. I don't think he's very fast, though. Bill Costco, another halfback, this time going to the Patriots. A lot of halfbacks going off the board. I think this was a good halfback class. Tennessee goes with French Vanilla, left tackle. Fish Master, outside linebacker, going to the Chargers. I think he was actually kind of trash, but he has a cool name, so at least you got that. Barbara Streisand. Rufus Dining Table, strong safety. Someone I was considering drafting, but I think there's a free safety I have in mind down the board. Suk Goog. Paul Smoot, no, goes to the Browns. That is unfortunate, and Romeo Paste goes right after. Paul Smoot was going to be the pick there. Maybe we can trade down, though, get some more value down the field. Tobigo Miguso, he has an interesting story. He's into the paranormal, into ghosts, seances to contact the past football greats. I just don't know if I really need a detail. He's so athletic, though. I think I might end up picking him just because Ed Oliver could end up being an expensive re-sign. Easy bake. When's my next pick? I'm going to go with the best player I think available right here. And so even if it's the third string DT, I think it's the right pick. He is such a good athlete. Tobigo Migusa, commune with the dead. Tell me, what are the greats? The great John Madden, what does he say? He says to pick Tobigo Miguso. Hidden development is a great sign. 91 strength already. He's going to be a project player, but he's the perfect sort of position for what we need at that position. San Francisco will go with Xenomorph Whippersnapper. Probably the other safety I would have picked. Artie Holcomb. I don't even know who that is. Easy bake. Oh, one pick before us to Carolina. Was he the right tight end for us? I did not think Carolina would take him. I mean, he was way down the board. He was like the 13th player on the board. And now we're in an uncomfortable position. I'm not going with Arctic Wolfpack. I'm not going with Spencer Kirkland. He sucks. Now I'm reaching for people not even on my board. Marjon Slide is still a pretty good athlete. The only issue is acceleration is poor. I'm going to trade away my pick. Get some more value. We're also going to pick up a 6th and 7th round pick this year and only move back a little bit. Yeah, we actually moved back only one. So who does Green Bay pick with that? They go with Grindel Gherkin. I think I'm fine making the selection here. There weren't really a lot of good trades available. Well, we didn't get Easy Bake, so we're going to stretch a little bit for Marjon Slide. He is hidden development. He looks like a solid athlete all around. Maybe this was the right pick at only 21 years old. The skills, a lot of question marks, but it looks like it's all ranging towards the positive. With that hidden development, that is a great sign. He's going to get some play for us right away. Arctic Wolfpack now off the board. Just doesn't have that speed, in my opinion, to really make an impact. Let's make our selection. We are early in the 3rd round. We did get a right guard to start for us. So maybe we get a right guard as a nice backup. Lead block A, stamina A. Still a lot of question marks, actually. We found out that fast offensive linemen can still be very good. And so he isn't the strongest, which is a little bit concerning. Now, apparently Porkrind was born in the rough streets of Boston. He eventually got a degree in criminal justice, and he is a Boston cop. He is very much a toxic policeman. I don't know, do I want to bring this sort of personality into the locker room? We do have quite a few other picks here in the 3rd round, so I'm going to go with Porkrind first overall. Not first overall, like to start off in this 3rd round. Hidden development. Actually, the athletics look pretty bad. Not so good at speed or change direction. He's a guard, though, right? So he's got 87 strength. That's pretty solid. Porkrind, another hidden development we're adding to our team. Booberry, defensive tackle, goes right there. We're going to make our selection. Again, it might be a bit of a stretch, but we're going with Chester Cheeto. I think he is incredible. an elite athlete, pretty damn good skill-wise, and he should have been the second QB to get picked, if I'm being completely honest. He is also already 23 years old. He did have a reality TV show that followed him throughout his college career. He's like a celebrity already, so it's a little bit weird picking him in terms of like, you know, are you actually focused on football? Some question marks, but his performance on the field is great, and I'm going to select him. Hidden development. He is an athlete. 90 acceleration, 86 agility, 93 change of direction, 85 speed, 92 throw power is pretty damn good. He looks great. A third round pick, backup QB. Is he going to get enough downs to reveal his dev trait? Maybe I'll use my staff points to do that. I mean, what an advantage having at least a star QB as backup. Snake Trap, wide receiver, going to the Steelers. I'm glad that we got wide receivers in free agency because truth be told, I don't know how many are actually good in this draft. Screech Diagnostics, going to the Jaguars. A-man, A-zone, not an amazing athlete, and some other question marks in terms of what he's actually good at. Kevin Chapman, Bingo Dater, Goob Fingal. I don't remember him at all. 26th pick of the third round, Reba Seasonings. Not great skill-wise, pretty fast. I mean, a 4.26? I just don't think the skills are there. Bleach O'Malley with elite speed, elite acceleration, elite change of direction, A-zone coverage, A to C man, F hit power, F power moves. D play recognition also really hurts. This is the pick right here. Paul Tuscany, middle linebacker. Listen, I already have 2 middle linebackers. This would be my third string middle linebacker. True. But honestly, I think he's the best pick right here. All his skills are trending up. Injury may be a little concerning. And then physically, seems like a great player. The only thing is he doesn't have great strength. I'm going to go with Paul Tuscany. Hidden development, 91 speed, 81 acceleration. That is super fast for a middle linebacker. Looks like a great athlete with a ton of potential in the skills. Alex Dogwater, DT, goes to Cowboys. That's who I would have picked if I didn't pick a DT already earlier in the draft. Bleach O'Malley, outside linebacker, goes to the Vikings. Good pickup. Don't need that position. I have a lot of draft picks. I think we need to consolidate these a little bit. 2 6th and a 7th for a 4th round pick. I just don't need that many. Ari Bowflex goes right before us. That was kind of the player I was thinking about getting right there. You've heard people that are raised by, you know, a wolf pack. In fact, I think there was a wide receiver named Wolfpack, but the AI had it, so Kevin Gordita was raised by pigs. I am going to go with Reba Seasonings. Normal development, 92 acceleration, 95 speed. They say a wide receiver that can't catch is a CB, and I might change Reba Seasonings to a CB, see what their overall ends up being. I think it's fine to take that sort of flyer here in the 4th round. 5th round pick now. Let's see who's available. Henry Heaven might be one of them. Great speed, ran a 4.40 in the NFL Combine. Skill, C-man coverage, D-zone coverage. He's not going to be a great player. Let's just be realistic. Now, Nobius Skeet is another wide receiver that I would consider drafting and turning into a CB. He has F release, F catching, F medium route running. Listen, he might just be a CB. I have no idea how he will do in coverage, zone coverage, anything like that. But I'm kind of intrigued by picking him up. Oh no, don't tell me. Don't tell me someone picked... No! Antoine Cooper, day 3 projection. He was an elite athlete. He had elite in every single category. To be honest, Porgus Luche is pretty close as well. Wow. I don't really understand how fullbacks work. F block shedding, but A power moves, A tackle, and a pretty good athlete. Fast. So sort of a speed rusher that can't break blocks, which is not what you want from a left end. F stamina as well kind of sucks. I'm going with Nobius Skeet. He might end up becoming a cornerback as well. We're going to see if this even works for me. 97 speed though, 93 acceleration. So he's got the speed. He just doesn't have the skills to play wide receiver. So I would love it if I could turn him into a cornerback. Listen, I'm going to go with Bleck. He seems like a good athlete. Probably going to be just a normal guy. Yeah, there he is. Probably won't make the team, but yeah, that's fine. I'm going to go with John Long. Why not? Yep, normal development. Probably not going to make the team. He's fast, though. And that completes the draft. Draft recap. Let's see what we ended up getting. Okay, this was a good class. So Zoltar Stardust, normal development CB, but a 75 overall. With the 18th pick, a little disappointing. We'll see how it compares to the rest of the field. Gerg Tater, also a 75 with their 30th pick, normal development. Then we go to Chad Blumpke, though. Hidden development, left end rusher. Got the speed, got the strength. We'll work on finesse moves. Power moves are pretty decent, though. We have 3 75s. Tobiko Miguso, only a 72. Again, hidden development, though. And 91 strength getting boosted right now. Marjon Slide is going to be a project player, but I think I'm pretty happy with Gerg Tater, so that's fine. Pork Rind looks good, man. Run block and pass block, those are the things you're going to upgrade over time. Oof. I mean, I don't know why he has -2 for man and zone coverage right now. Zone coverage is not bad, but that man coverage is terrible. Luckily, I don't really trust my team to run man coverage anyways. 93 speed, 94 acceleration is mainly what we were looking for. Chester Cheeto, hidden development is beautiful. 92 throw power is a great start. The fact that Chester Cheeto is not on another team is good news for us because he could be a starter quarterback for a lot of these teams. Paul Tuscany, probably a player in a position that we don't need, but looking at these stats, I think he was definitely the right pick. Even if he's a third string middle linebacker, I mean, maybe we move him to outside linebacker. The end of the draft, we didn't really hit anything. That's fine, though. Let's see how the rest of the NFL did. Ben Sharktail is a 77 overall. Normal development. I mean, he's still pretty good. The only issue is that block shedding is really low. Probably wouldn't have wanted him with the #1 overall pick. And Michael Chapt is only a 72. Hidden development, though. He looked amazing, in my opinion. Athletically, he's there. Only star development. It just reminds me how lucky I got with Yancey. 92 throw power, decent deep accuracy, good short accuracy. We'll work on the medium. Throwing the run is good. His speed is actually not as high as I thought it would be. You really need crazy speed to get, like, good scrambling as a QB. Dusk Slicer, 75 overall. Not loving the stats, though. Not a power player, more of a finesse player. Only a star. That's fine, though. Jeff, only a 71, playing up to a 72. Just star development as well. Crystal Mushi, normal development. Looks like a bad player. This class has a lot of 70 overall players, 70 overall and above. But it looks like the best player is actually J. Squill Seagrass at halfback. He's playing down to a 77, which really sucks. Pretty fast with 94 speed. They are in the range for X Factor, but he's only star. Fingus Montague was a really nice pick. 79, second overall highest rating. Right tackle. Strong, already solid with the run block. Decent with the pass block. Jeez. Only star development. Some value in the second round. Spencer Graves. Wow. He is a much better player than I thought he was. Tons of skills, not much of a receiver, and only star development. 22 players above 75. I think this actually was a good draft class. And for the most part, the league was pretty on top of it. Nobius Skeet was the fastest player at 97 speed. We got him in the 5th round. Kevin Gordito, 5th round to the Cardinals. Also has pretty good speed. Terry Dees, maybe not the fastest CB. What was his speed? His speed is 92. You can only read so much into what great and elite means for their speed. I think his times were pretty good, so it's good to see that he's pretty fast. Turk Milk Drinker, probably the best right guard in my opinion. Superstar as well. Getting that on your line is a big deal, so that's going to be nice for the Chargers. Eric Thumb, oh my god, 94 speed, 95 acceleration, and hidden development. Was this a mistake? Should I even look at their dev trait? Because I might want to trade for him. I don't think I am. Only star, but still, it hurts. It hurts. He's basically just as fast as my players and better. And I really just did not hit on the CBs. Menagerie, star development. Don't tell me Phil Chug Jug was hidden development. Of course he was. I picked the wrong CBs. That feels so bad. Literally every other CB has star development. At least it's star, and it's not superstar. Yet, we'll see. Broncos had a pretty good draft, so I'm glad we aren't switching our picks with them. I mean, you get J. Squill Seagrass, best player in the draft, and strong safety Romeo Paste. Hitting on 2 players like that, pretty damn good. I mean, I hit on a lot more, but... I think I forgot to mention that Easy Bake is 7 feet tall. Late one night, underground, below the Oklahoma field, a mad scientist, a friend of Dr. Freakio's, experimented on Easy Bakes and made him 7 feet tall. So when we play the Panthers, that is going to be a sight to behold. Bill Costco, halfback. If he's like superstar X Factor, I'd be so surprised. He's a superstar. Bill Costco coming to your field soon. Antoine Cooper, only a 70 overall, goes to the Steelers. Hidden development. Show me the X Factor. A superstar. Dang it. I still wanted to get it though. Oh man, that's a pretty impressive player right there. I had definitely had the best draft. 2 normal development players to start off, but they're 75 overalls, and I think they're pretty good. Gurk Tater, kind of a project, but I think we have a good rotation of tight ends now, and they're cheap too. Now, I get to experiment a little bit with my rookies. John Long cannot catch, 71 catching, so I want to see what happens when we turn them to CBs. Oh no, this did not work at all. Their awareness is atrocious. Play recognition, basically non-existent. Man coverage. I mean, like, John Long is close. You can't just make fast wide receivers CBs. I thought maybe this would work, you know? My poor boys. They are not CBs. Alright, so we have too many wide receivers. We're going to have to make a trade. I just don't know if John Long is going to even make the team. If I make Pork Rind a right tackle, I want to see how much his overall goes down. Wow, actually not that much. So I think Dungo Vindaloo is going to get the boot to 3rd string right tackle. And our backup right tackle is going to be Pork Rind. Percy Peedle now backed up by Chad Blumpke. I think that's great. He is tagged with a day 1 starter though. So when I boot Grenard out for him, Paul Tuscany. Now here's the question. Do I want Paul Tuscany to play an outside linebacker? Let me move him to left outside linebacker, see what his overall becomes. Wow, look at that. Paul Tuscany, a 74 as left outside linebacker. I think he's going to back up Rashawn Gary. While we do run a lot of 2 sets of middle linebacker, like I don't want him to be 3rd string middle linebacker. I want him to see some play. And I think I'll try to give Deep Tissue a chance, move him to middle linebacker. CB, here's where maybe I feel like, I don't know if I failed this draft, but it wasn't ideal. Zoltar Stardust, 93 speed, 92 acceleration. The skills aren't really there yet where he's going to make an impact this year. And Marcus Slap is really not going to probably make the team. Probably a position that we're going to trade for. Next year we have projected 18th, 30th, 3 seconds, 2/3. I don't know how I ended up increasing my draft capital for next year even more, but that's what happened, I guess. So there's our new roster. I'm pretty happy with it. Jean-Paul Consomme might actually take that starting right guard position by the end of the year. We'll see. Pork Rind, nice backup right there. Jalen Waddle, big time number 1 wide receiver for us. Yancey, of course, at the helm, but Chester Cheeto right behind him. Next episode, I want to go into the backstory of some of these players. We'll go into the preseason, see what sort of young talent we've acquired, and unfortunately, we still got to cut some players. The difficulty has increased, so I need elite talent on my team, and depending on how preseason goes, I am not afraid to make some trades. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, ta-ta.